On this episode of Ball Boys.
I got Michael Jordan shoes. These not only are signed, but these were game worn.
But a lot of people have a size 13 Jordans. How do I know these are Michael Jordan's size 13 Jordans?
This bat is Jackie Robinson. This piece is valued at $150,000.
Wow. This is not only a piece of baseball history, this is a piece of American history.
It's American
right
history, right.
I have this football, 1944 Philadelphia Eagles.
This is awesome.
Is that the Clark Gable?
It is.
Gone with the Wind, Clark Gable?
That's him.
What position did he play on that team? Every great moment in sports leaves something behind. I'm Robbie Sr. My son Junior and I have been buying and selling sports history for over 20 years. If it'll make us cash, we're gonna buy it. If it's rare, we're gonna find it. We don't always agree, but when it comes to sports history, we ain't playing around. We are the Ball Boys.
Senior stepped out for a few minutes and left me and the boys in charge. Let's just say that's not his smartest move. This is supposed to protect you, right?
Yeah.
You think?
This is no way to run a business. Until one of these knuckleheads grows up, I can forget about retiring.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. What do you have?
This is a sign from when the boys were on strike.
National Football League.
Yep, back in 1987.
I've been in this business 23 years. First I've ever seen one.
Oh, you're gonna pay for it. I came to Robbie's first base to try and sell my 1987 players' strike sign that the players wore while they were picketing in front of the stadiums. I want $1,500. We'll see who's the better negotiator and who walks out, I guess, a winner, as Charlie Sheen would say.
Where'd you get this?
A very good friend of mine played for Green Bay during the Scab games, and when the strike was over, he had asked one of the players if he could have the sign as a little memento. And I asked him if I could have it, and he was nice enough to give it to me. The Browns were playing the Bengals and managed to get Chris Collinsworth to sign it.
He's the announcer now. Man, I can remember back 1987, no one collected these.
Originally, when they went on strike, of course, they were a unified body, as every union would be, but, they had the picket lines, NFL players with these signs draped over their neck, and it didn't take long for some of the players to start crossing the picket line.
Montana, did he?
Yep. Dorsett ended up crossing the line.
Oh, I can remember.
It ended up being about 15 or 20% of the league. People actually enjoyed watching these scabs, players that were making like $4,000 a game. They were going to bars and finding bouncers. They were anybody that looked big. And I think guys like you and I appreciated seeing guys out there that were just like us.
Honestly, there can't be more than a handful of these in existence. So something like this, I gotta get my hands on. What do you need for the item?
I need $1,500.
That's way above retail, and I'm gonna have to get it at a figure where I can retail it to somebody. I like the fact that Collinsworth signed it. I'm thinking I can do $650.
Oh, jeez.
This customer is being a little melodramatic. My biggest pet peeve is melodrama.
I'm thinking 1,000.
I didn't want to go into my son's college trust fund. I didn't want to do that. But you know what? 900, that's it.
Well, all I can say is, I hope my friend never finds out that I sold his sign.
Sounds like we got a deal.
We got a deal.
I hope this guy's friend doesn't have a TV.
How you doing?
I am looking for a gift for my father. It's his birthday, and he's actually a Minnesota Twins fan. This is a very special birthday for my father. I'm willing to spend up to $5,000, but the item needs to have historical significance.
You guys from Minnesota?
No, he started as a Washington Senators fan.
How did he go from the Washington Senators to the Minnesota Twins?
You don't know the history of that? In '61, the Senators moved to Minnesota and became the Twins. Then Major League Baseball put an expansion franchise back in Washington because they wanted a team in the nation's capital, which became the Washington Senators again. And then in '72, that team became the Texas Rangers.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, forget about him and let's talk about what you need. Who are you thinking here? You thinking '60s teams like Jim Cott, Harmon Killebrew? You thinking more '80s, '90s, talking about Herbeck, Puckett, those guys?
Thinking early Twins, sometime around the move from D.C. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for.
Bats would be, the best item we could get. How much you looking to spend?
I'd be willing to go as high as $5,000.
5,000? I think we can work something out with that. I got a guy in mind, as a matter of fact, that has nice Minnesota Twins things.
I need this within the next 2 days.
2 days?
2 days is gonna be tough, but I love a good challenge.
Tell you what, I have something for you. Sweet Lou, we're making a road trip.
You run a sports shop and you don't want Michael Jordan shoes? Signed?
I run a reputable sports shop.
This piece is valued at $150,000.
Wow. This is not only a piece of baseball history, this is a piece of American history.
It's American
right here.
history, right.
Oh, man, what do we have here?
I got Michael Jordan shoes. These not only are signed, but these were game worn.
Wow.
The reason why I want to sell them is because my grandkid is going into a private school, and I'd like to help him out. These sneakers are awesome. From the 1996 year.
They won the championship that year.
Right, that was their fourth one.
They were 72-10 that year.
That is correct.
And he wouldn't have been like a LeBron. You know, he wouldn't have linked up with the Dwayne Wade of his day just to be the best team. You know, he wanted to make his team around him the best team, and he did that. Pippen is not one of the best 50 basketball players of all time without Michael Jordan on his team. 1996, that's Jordan's first year back from his stint as a professional baseball player. If these things are legit, they're really worth something. 13s.
13.
Yeah, 13s. I mean, that's what Jordan wore, so, I mean, that all checks out. Where's the certificate of authenticity for these shoes?
Man, I thought you would ask me that question, and I don't have it. They were a gift.
Mm-hmm. How much you looking to get for these?
I'd like to get $3,000.
I think they're worth $3,000 with the paperwork. They may even be worth more than that if you could prove that these were game-used shoes. But a lot of people have a size 13 Jordans. How do I know these are Michael Jordan's size 13 Jordans?
Then how much do you think they're worth?
Not being game-worn, I think that's a $800 pair of shoes.
Trust me, they are game-worn.
Without proof, I can't sell them as game-worn.
I can tell the customer isn't happy, but that's not my problem right now, no matter how much I love his mustache.
You run a sports shop and you don't want Michael Jordan shoes? Signed?
I run a reputable sports shop, and I can't offer these shoes to my customer without proof.
Well, I think I'm just gonna have to take the shoes back.
Well, they're yours to do what you want. You own them.
And, you know, maybe this weekend I'll play a little hoops in them.
Every generation's got that guy. There's gonna be another Jordan.
Now that's where we disagree.
You don't think there's gonna be another
There
Jordan?
will never be another Michael Jordan.
Jalen Rose is a friend of the shop, and he always stops by when he's in Baltimore. And there ain't nothing like arguing sports with a former NBA star.
6 championships, 6 finals MVPs.
Bill Russell is the greatest basketball player who ever got on a court. There's no doubt. Michael Jordan is great, but Michael Jordan carried the ball. I mean, he turned it over. And I mean, you've seen basketball players when I grew up, and they threw the ball like this. Not like this.
Let me tell everybody what makes Michael Jordan the greatest of all time. He was the best player on offense and defense. Bill Russell, he was the best player on defense. He wasn't necessarily the best player on offense.
Definitely.
You know what Michael Jordan did? And this adds some credence to what you said. Michael Jordan made players who were nothing good players. Guys that we never even heard of.
He's probably the best basketball player to transcend each level.
Like you say, will there ever be another Michael Jordan? Probably not. I knew we could agree.
Yesterday, a guy came in looking for a gift for his dad, who just happens to be a Minnesota Twins fan. We know a guy in Jersey that has some of the most awesome bats you've ever seen. So Sweet Lou and I are hitting the road.
How much longer?
Well, don't worry about that. I'm doing the drive, and you be the passenger.
Because I'm actually getting really hungry and I really want to get something to eat. Hungry.
If Sweet Lou spent more time worrying about sales and less time worried about snacks, he'd be much better at his job. Oh, man. This is like baseball heaven right here.
Hey, what can we do for you? I specialize in the authentication and also the buying and selling of professional model game-used bats. I'm going to show you something really special. This bat is Jackie Robinson.
Oh, man.
And this piece is from Robinson's rookie year. 1947.
It's awesome.
If you look closely at the handle, you'll see these light scoring marks placed there by Jackie to enhance the grip.
Hitters have special relationships with their bats. Guys like Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio used to rub theirs down with olive oil.
This bat comes from a lady who got the bat right from Jackie during the 47 season. She would see a bat crack in the crowd. She would offer the players Tootsie Pops, and lo and behold, they would give her the cracked bats. And this is one of those bats.
Yeah, this is not only a piece of baseball history, this is a piece of American history.
It's American history, right. Transcends a game. This piece is valued at $150,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
This bat belonged to Joe DiMaggio. The unique feature about it is it's 38 inches long. DiMaggio never swung anything longer than 36 inches. We looked at a picture of DiMaggio from 1937 where he's standing there prior to Game 1 of the World Series with Mel Ott. And what we did, we took an object of known size in the photograph, which in this case was the Yankee NY insignia, and applied it to the bat. And sure enough, there it was, 38 inches. And this bat was originally sold prior to the research for $7,700. After the research, photo documented to the 1937 World Series. The bat sold for $160,000.
These bats are incredible, but $150,000 is a little bit out of our price range, and we haven't seen anything from the Twins. I really hope John's got something else, or we're going home empty-handed, and my dad's gonna be real disappointed.
I have this football, 1944 Philadelphia Eagles.
This is awesome.
All the signatures kind of look the same. It almost looks like the same guy may have signed the ball. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of bat my guy would like.
This one is $8,000.
$8,000.
$8,000.
Sweet Lou and I are hanging out with one of the country's top baseball bat collectors, looking for a Minnesota Twins bat for a customer's dad. And this guy's got some amazing stuff, but so far, I haven't seen anything from the Minnesota Twins, and we're starting to get a little nervous.
I got a guy who's looking for a gift for his dad. He's a diehard Twins fan.
Twins. I mean, if it's his dad, here's a Killebrew bat with a signature.
This is the kind of bat my guy would like. Harmon Killebrew, to me, is one of the best power hitters of all time. I mean, you're talking about a guy hit 573 home runs. He's, in my opinion, the most unappreciated guy in the 500 home run club.
You see his number, the pine tar, the contact area, the cleat marks. These are all the player characteristics that undoubtedly put the bat in Killebrew's hands.
Although Major League Baseball's never confirmed it, most people believe that Harmon Killebrew's likeness is the MLB logo. And this is his bat. I can't think of a better present for a Minnesota Twins fan.
I want to buy this bat, but I want to be able to get it for a price where you can be happy and I can walk away happy and make my guy happy.
This one is $8,000.
$8,000.
$8,000.
I'm in the same business as you. I'm in a retail business, so I need to make money off this deal.
What do you need to make the deal with your customer?
You know, I could probably live with 4.
How about if we do this? I want to do business with you in the future.
Sure.
Okay? How about $5,500? We'll call it a deal. Deal?
Deal.
Deal.
We just spent $5,500 on a bat that the guy said he wouldn't go over $5 grand for. But if I'm gonna earn my dad's trust, I gotta take some risks.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. What do you have?
I have this football. It's been in my family since before I was born. 1944 Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow. This is awesome.
It was my dad's. He played for the 1944 Philadelphia Eagles. I'm really hoping to get between $5,000 and $10,000 for it.
Those players were rough back in those days. Man, the things that they did to their bodies was unbelievable.
They did play rough back then. I remember Dad telling stories about some of the guys that would put cast material on their forearms and hit.
Oh, yeah.
With the cast.
That's exactly right, and put an ace bandage over it. That's right.
Well, they played both ways.
Exactly. That's exactly right. If you had a talent, you played defense and offense, and there's a lot of history with that.
I can see it's signed by the whole team. I see Steve Van Buren, the Hall of Famer, on this ball, and he was their first-round pick in '44, so that's kind of cool that
I didn't know
you
that.
got a ball from Steve Van Buren's rookie year. Greasy Neal, the Hall of Fame coach, that's also cool.
In 1943, A lot of the football players were fighting in World War II. So the Steelers and the Eagles combined teams, and they became the Steagles. This ball has guys that played for the Steagles, which makes it even more valuable.
Clark, wait, is that the Clark Gable? This Clark Gable signature I see on this football?
It is.
Gone with the wind, Clark Gable?
That's him.
What position did he play on that team?
The story that I heard way back when, there was a party for the Eagles team. He was friends with the owner, Lex Thompson. So they all came to this party, and Clark Gable signed the football. My mom loved telling the story about how she got to dance with Clark Gable when she was 23 years old.
Wow.
I bet your dad liked listening to that story. This is a really nice football, but I do have some concerns. You know, the fact that all the signatures kind of look the same. It almost looks like the same guy may have signed the ball. Usually their signatures cross. Nobody signs directly line to line to line like that.
Junior's noticing things that he wouldn't have caught years ago. What he's doing, he's learning to deal like his old man.
You know, I think I got just a guy that I can call to take a look at this ball and give us his opinion on whether it's authentic or not. Okay. And after we get him in here, then maybe we can start talking business.
All right.
So this is a $5,000 bat?
And it might be a little bit light for this bat.
$5,000 is light?
So what do you think, Rich? You think these signatures are legit?
All right, you guys want to know the verdict?
Earlier today, a lady came in with a 1944 Philadelphia Eagles ball signed by the team and actor Clark Gable. But frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn unless I can prove it's legit. So I called in my buddy Rich to help us with the authentication.
What's up, Junior?
What's happening, man?
Good to see you. I specialize in high-end sports memorabilia and vintage sports autographs. What do we got here?
We have a 1944 Philadelphia Eagles football.
This is cool. The exciting part is this was a really good team. So these were actually great players. There's a couple Hall of Famers on here. Steve Van Buren. That's actually like really rare that he's on the ball. Plus it has Greasy Neal, who played pro football and Major League Baseball. In fact, he played in the 1919 World Series against the White Sox when the White Sox threw the World Series. But he was one of the honest guys. That's why he was still involved in professional sports. Oh, and I see that you have Clark Gable. Did you guys go over the story of this, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, Junior, what are your concerns?
My concerns with the ball are the fact that all the signatures are right in a line with each other. For the signatures to be this vivid, to me, seems kind of suspicious.
I've seen a lot of footballs signed, you know, from the 30s and 40s, and the thing is guys back then, they were proud to sign their names on a ball. It wasn't a hassle like today.
So what do you think, Rich? You think these signatures are legit?
I'm looking at the Greasy Neal. He typically signed the Greasy with quotes because Greasy was a nickname. It's got the quotes. We've got the Clark Gable. You know, he typically signed with a lowercase J. All right, you guys want to know the verdict?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These autographs are absolutely genuine.
Yes. Oh, man, that's awesome. What do you think this football's worth?
In auction, I think this ball would bring $1,000 or $1,500.
Okay.
Possibly even more.
All right, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
This football is great. It's got 3 football Hall of Famers on there, and this is probably the only 1944 Eagles ball in existence that is signed by Clark Gable.
I was really hoping he was going to say it was worth more.
Well, what were you looking for it?
If you're looking at less than $2,000, I can't possibly part with it. It's too much family history.
Could you move a little off your 2,000 figure?
I really can't.
And I want you to be happy. I honestly do. But I also have to think about the store. I could go 1,300.
15. That's it.
Let's do it, Mary.
All right.
Let's step into my office. Let's get a check for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We just got ourselves a real slice of NFL history. I am so happy I could do a touchdown dance.
Yesterday, me and Junior went to New Jersey to look at this guy's unbelievable game-used bat collection. I think we found the perfect gift for our customer to give to his dad.
I think we got something just what you were looking for. Got a Hammer and Harmon Killebrew game-used autographed bat.
Wow, this is great.
Got a lot of pine tar on that bat. It's got Harmon's signature on the barrel. If you look at the knob, it's even got his number 3 on the end.
So this is a $5,000 bat?
It might be a little bit light for this bat.
$5,000 is light?
It's your dad, and it's a big birthday, I'm sure, right? You love your dad.
It's not a stepdad, right?
No, it's not a stepdad.
So treat him right.
Well, if $5,000 isn't gonna do it, what is?
$6,500, and that's your bat.
Is there any way you can, do 6?
I can't do 6. I realize your budget was 5 in the first place, so $6,500 is really all I can go on the bat.
I'll take it.
You made a good decision today. Let's do some paperwork and get you squared away. We paid $5,500 for the bat and ended up making $1,000 on the deal. I think at the end of the day, everyone's happy. Earlier, we spent some time talking sports with former NBA star Jalen Rose. But whenever Jalen stops by, he loves to hit the basketball court and make us look bad.
Oh, I hear you got some skills out here on the basketball court, so I want to challenge you.
All right.
My goodness, this will be. Oh, go ahead, Junior.
You need to look at. Good. Let's see this.
Let's do this.
Where is he going?
Here we go. After this one, we put the kids to bed.
That's Jalen Rose, baby.
Yeah!
Woo!
He wasn't even in the same zip code.
Man.